Liz is the chill one and Stella's the strict one. And I don't... Fuck, did I voice... I think
You were the mean one.
I was the mean one. Fuck, what fucking ridiculous accent did I do for this? British caster? British writer? I think it was British writer. Fuck. Lacerit, have you not finished putting the wine cellar in order? Having lain unused for 10 years, if something were to happen there now, it would be too late to address the problem, would it not? You may leave mending the walls for another day, but begin your survey of the cellar at once.
Okay. I couldn't. Now I have to remember what I'm. what I did. Oh, screen share! Oh my god! I didn't change the fucking screen. You guys can't read.
Wow.
You gotta listen. Yeah.
Oh, Jake isn't on time because Jake didn't have his VTuber set up. You don't even have the screen set up.
The screen's on. I just haven't changed. Listen, man. I will shut this operation down immediately and start. I'm gonna go play Kingdom Hearts and not tell you anything about how great it is.
Stop. Stop, let me watch. I miss Kingdom Hearts so much.
I was editing a VOD today and just listening to Jake and I argue about potatoes for like 15 minutes and was laughing so fucking hard. And then in our group chat, we were arguing about bikinis, and I was like, I don't know how we're friends.
When did we argue about potatoes? Why?
Remember they cooked the sweet potatoes in aluminum foil, but he put it in the pile of burning leaves?
Yeah.
And then they waited for the leaves to burn off, and they just picked up the potatoes, and we were like, ah!
Oh my god. After that happened, I literally was like, I was baking, and I had something covered in aluminum foil, and I like pulled it out of the oven, and it's sitting there, and I'm like, it's been a while. I bet this aluminum foil's still hot. And I went and grabbed it, and it was fucking hot, and I was like, god damn, I was right about the potatoes. I knew this would be hot as shit.
That's so fucking funny! Work here is first. No one uses wine cellar, so Ilya is not troubled even if it collapses.
It couldn't be that Milady said as much herself. That it is permissible to leave the basement in that state?
Not really. Before, when nobody goes, I clean where everyone sees. Besides, Ilya would be sad if she finds a crack in the wall.
I should think that would go without saying. Finding cracks in the walls of an old castle where one is staying is a fairly clear omen of misfortune ahead. Dear me, whatever possessed Milady to want to take up residence in such a remote forest is entirely beyond me. But as remote as it is, I see that has not stopped you from showing up here all the same, Emiya Shiro. Huh? Me? She suddenly called my name. Or perhaps I should say she finally realized that I was here.
Me?
Think so.
Their faces don't change nearly enough for me.
I said it last time, right? Like, it'd be weird for her to acknowledge it twice.
Okay, that makes sense. Shiro. Ah, it is. Hello, Shiro. Guten Tag.
Hello, Liz. Guten Tag.
Did you fucking curtsy?
The two of us exchange these idiotic greetings. What the shit, Shiro? That's just German. This is a secret greeting between Liz and me?
Oh my god, no it's not.
One that Sella doesn't quite care for, it seems. Her name is Lacerit, Emiya-sama. Please do not abbreviate it in such a distasteful fashion. Both Milady and we possess special names. It is unpleasant to have a commoner like yourself address us in such a familiar way.
Shiro, don't mind. Sella just feels left out and jealous because nobody gives her a nickname.
Be quiet, Lacerit. Emiya-sama, what Lacerit said just now was nothing but pure nonsense. Please do not mistake it for the truth. Is that so? I guess I should call you Sella-san then. That way it sounds more like a nickname, too. Please do be quiet, Emiya-sama. Our relationship is not so friendly that I would permit you to address me with a name like Sela-san. I've made her angry. Well, it is true that it's easier for me to just call her Sela. Ahem. Please excuse me, Emiya-sama. We have been much too busy with our tasks to come to receive you properly when you arrived. Might I ask what business you have coming here? I do not believe you have made any arrangements to meet with Milady today.
Change screens. Nick, thanks for the 33 months.
Thanks, Nick.
It's not the new tower
Thanks
game.
for funding my beer.
Why are you talking about tower games? No, these are Fako bikinis. We're in fate mode only. Only me here in all of Germany know the greeting. Fantastic. Okay.
No, we haven't arranged anything. I just thought to find myself... I just happened to find myself in the area and thought I'd drop by.
I see. Shiro, policeman, came to make sure Ilya is safe.
Well, I guess you could say that, but Berserker's here too, right? The town feels a lot safer recently. Rather than a patrol, it's more like I felt like coming over, just for fun. Look well, Lazaret. Such a creature as man. What reason could a being which cares only for its fellow humans have for concerning itself with Milady?
No, Shiro just feels shy, probably. Sela hates humans too much.
Such is my role. Are we not charged with Milady's protection? I exist to protect her pride and honor, and you to protect her body from harm. So what, might I ask, is this? You have let your guard down in the presence of not just any human, but the son of Emiya Kiritsugu, with whom you exchange such overly familiar greetings. Did you not bear that petty criminal just as much hatred as I?
Yeah, I hate Kiritsugu. No fair to Shiro, but Kiritsugu was a bad human.
There's no hatred to be felt in those awkward words. Liz's sole reason for hating Kiritsugu is that he made Ilya cry. I can't really disagree with her there. I feel the same way about him, after all. That's okay, Liz. It's only natural you guys can't forgive my old man for what he did, or that you'd condemn me as his son. It seems you are not as thoughtless as your appearance would suggest. You are quite perceptive. Yeah, well, I am my father's son, after all, and I intend to take care of the responsibilities he left me with. So, I'll accept that you hate me, Sela. But to take that as far as hating all humans by association is... And what if I do indeed hate all humans? Do you find such a thing unpardonable? No. I'd be happy if you'd reconsider, though. It's not really like you, is what I thought. How insincere. In what manner is holding such a belief not like me? It just isn't. It'd be like saying that since you don't like apples, you hate all fruit. It's just way too prejudiced. Prejudiced, you say?
Yep, Sela, prejudiced.
The two of us nod in unison. I suppose, as you say, I should be more true to my own sense of aesthetics. I shall endeavor to be more exacting in my hatred and to justify my reasons for hating that which I hate. Then please excuse us, Emiya-sama. The two of us have our tasks to attend to.
Today's work all done. Sela, lying. We better get tea ready for Shiro properly.
You not heard a word of what I've said to you? I told you not 5 minutes before to finish seeing to the wine cellar. Have you already forgotten?
Sela, emotions getting in way of duties. If you want to organize so much, do it yourself.
I have done and will do as much as I can. Tasks requiring brute force fall under your jurisdiction. Slender arms like mine are ill-suited to reorganizing the wine barrels.
Lie number 2. Sella, scared of basement. Just doesn't want to go in a wine cellar. Sella's really...
Oh, wait just a minute, Lacerit. You're in the presence of a guest. Cease your idiotic rambling this very
Guess what, Shiro? Sella, so proud, but really super scared of ghosts.
Yeah, I am not. Absolutely not. Such a thing as a fabrication. Forget this, Emiyashiro. Purge this nonsense you have just heard from your mind immediately. Throughout all this mayhem, Sella never laid a hand on either of us. Her professionalism is to be admired. This is really something. Definitely the kind of thing that would earn you a few sharp raps on the head from Tosaka if she were here. Lacerit, I demand an explanation from you as well. Refute these baseless and delusional ramblings at once.
I was scrolling. My bad. I thought I was scrolling in another place. I was. I was in both places.
And then remove yourself to the wine cellar post-haste.
Fine, I'll go with you. So, not scared, right, Sella?
As I said in the first place, I am not scared. Enough. I cannot depend on the likes of you any longer. I shall sort out the wine cellar by myself. See if I don't. It's all right. I'm not scared. I'm not. For how could one of the world's only completely natural homunculi ever be scared of ghosts? Stella's face is showing more emotion than I've ever seen from her before. The way she's trying to psych herself up for the task is almost enough to invite sympathy.
Ah, is that where the ghosts come out? Oh. Now I'm confused.
Oh, I think that was me and this is you.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that where the ghosts come out?
That's so. In Forest recently, ghosts began appearing from time to time. After that, when Ilya was playing at night, saw a demon ghost or something in basement.
No such thing could have happened. Even said in jest, this is Castle Einsban. I cannot speak for the spirits of its masters now departed, but surely no lowly ghost would be able to gain entrance. And I shall prove it to you that it is so.
Oh, Sella, good job, good job.
Praise is completely unnecessary. I am simply going to check the condition of the wine cellar. I guess the wine cellar's in the basement. The basement of a castle. It sure sounds like it'd be pretty scary. It's pretty brave of Sella to say she'll go check it out by herself. But still. What is it, Emiya-sama? It seems you have something to say. Well, if you say you're going there to prove there aren't any ghosts, wouldn't doing it right now be pretty meaningless? Ilya saw it at night, didn't she? So wouldn't that mean the ghost would only appear late at night? You demon! How could you even suggest I do such a dreadful thing? What would you have me do if I ran right into a ghost down there?
Like I thought. Afraid of ghosts?
Ah. Sella stops in her tracks. Oh, I have sorely misjudged you, Emiyashiro. To incite Lacerit in this fashion and to cast such implausible doubts on me. The only one doing any inciting around here is Sella herself, and on top of that, what she's doing now is little more than a suicide mission. So be it. If you insist on going that far, then wait and see. I shall go alone to the basement at midnight tonight and see for myself. Although that task is not my responsibility, it will serve to verify that I am right. Just wait and see, Emiyashiro. You shall know that as Ilyasville-sama, no, as the Einsman's homunculus, I am... without flaw. Off she goes. Is this alright, Liz? This is Sella we're dealing with. She really will go off alone, you know. And probably end up fainting down there in the cellar, too.
It's okay, Sella. Not as strong as Shiro thinks. Gonna come back crying here soon.
She smiles almost in delight. Wait, just what is she smiling about?
More importantly, Shiro, tea time. I'll call Ilya, so go wait in the salon.
Ah, thanks, Liz. Then I'll go on ahead.
Okay, Shiro's so honest. Very good.
She starts up the central staircase. Probably to call Ilya. I'll head for the salon then. Coming all the way out here is pretty tiring, and I did hope I'd be able to have tea with Ilya and Liz. Stella will probably come back in the end too, and it should be quite a fun afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, do we stay for the night or do we go home? What did we do last
new
time?
Again. I think we stayed, but they're both new. So I think we could do... Oh, there's probably different things to do if we stay. So we might as well do all of them. I bet going back is just kind of like, goes home.
Right. What? Oh.
Okay. Oh, right, because last time we did fucking quiz night.
Oh, yeah!
Damn, we lost the quizzes too!
We did not lose quiz night. The VOD that I do have starts with quiz night and ends with us replaying Ilya's castle games. So we didn't completely lose Ilya's castle games, but we did lose my first experience with them. Guys, I fucked up and lost a VOD.
God, my fucking British accent is so all over the place today.
Listen, I didn't know you were doing it because I thought we had decided that it would be too hard when we were doing this the last time, but then it just started to come out, man. And you were like, well, hello.
Hello there.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is what we're doing today. And then I kept feeling like I needed to have one. And I was like, stop. It's kind of like, I don't know if like you ever hear someone who's got like a southern accent and you start to feel like your vowels are also starting to get longer as you're talking to them, and you're like, oh my god, they're gonna think that I'm making fun of them, but I'm not. It's just you're hearing them. Okay.
Right, you're talking to a British guy and you're like, hello. He's like, fuck off. What are you doing?
You're like, that's
I guess we should
You want to make fun of Stella
one night. Because Stella's like making us sleep on the floor of the attic or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Little sleeping bag in the corner.
This is where we're sleeping.
Yeah, that's us. It's not like I really have anything to do, but I'll stay up a little while longer. After a reception like that, it won't be so easy for me to calm down enough to sleep. The time is past 10 p.m. In defiance of the late hour, I glare at a stain on the wall, which, as I've realized, is shaped not unlike a human corpse.
Oh my god. Is that it? Oh.
I lie on the mattress for an hour. Having held back indignation at my shabby treatment before, there's nothing to do but suck it up and go to sleep. It's cold. It hurts. Can't sleep. Not mentally. I'm physically unable to fall asleep. Oh ho ho, is that supposed to be Sella's terrifying plan to crush the spirit of Emyashiro? One who sleeps in a storehouse as part of his daily routine? But seriously, it's getting cold in here. I could use another blanket at least. Oh well. An issue I've never given much thought to has become a matter of life or death. I'll slip out for just a minute and look for something I can use as a blanket.
Are we gonna die outside?
That'd be so ridiculous if Sella murders us.
It'd be kind of funny.
My heavy footsteps ring out in the silence of the icy corridor. My apprehension grows with every step I take. I never gave much thought to what a castle at night would be like, but now that I'm here and all alone at that, I'm starting to feel, unsurprisingly, a little uneasy. Oh, it's just the wind. I am on the 4th floor of the castle, after all. No wonder the wind up here is stronger. This is bad. I can feel terror mounting by the second. Forget going down to the lobby. It's sure I'll end up fleeing back to the storeroom before I get to the 3rd floor. And the one to blame for all of this, of course. That's Sella. She sure is thorough, isn't she? Just turning out the lights in the storeroom wasn't good enough for you, huh? I see you didn't rest until the entire hallway was pitch black. That's right. The Ironsburn Castle, which knows no sleep, has gone mysteriously dark tonight. I'm guessing it's not because they suddenly decided to save on energy costs, either. More than likely, this was done for the sole purpose of harassing me. Damn it, you think this is all it takes to beat me? The fear of a scary castle at night is just the thing to get you to learn magic, or so they say. Trembling at the sound of my own footsteps, I advance down the hall. I'm almost at the stairs. If I can make it down to the 1st floor, everything will work out one way or another. Most of the doors down there should be locked, but the salon is usually left open. Once in there, I should be able to pick up as many makeshift blankets as I like. Oh, alright, the lights are on. I guess not even Sella would go so far as to turn out the lobby lights. Calm down, calm down. It may be kind of scary since it's so wide open, but after that hallway, this is nothing. Right, let's go. I feel my steps grow lighter as I head down the central staircase. The salon should be that way. Seeing how bright the lobby is, there should be plenty of light spilling over into the salon, too. How naive of me. Something about this place is just unsettling. The rococo interior blanketed in darkness is so eerie that I almost expect to see the elegant ghosts of some departed aristocrats waltzing around. Enough of this. I don't care anymore. A tablecloth, anything. As stealthily as I can, I enter the room. The sound of my footsteps is concealed completely by the plush carpet, but the perfect silence that results is even scarier. If it's this soundless, there's nothing to warn me if someone were to suddenly appear behind me. Wait. Did I hear something just now? That I did. In the furthest corner of the room, near the glass-fronted cabinet, something white is moving. It seems like all sorts of unwelcome visitors have been appearing in the castle lately. The ghosts that wander through the forest. The monster Ilya says she saw in the cellar. And here, lurking in the parlor where the outside light cannot reach. I drop into a crouch and slowly creep further into the room. Use it. Using the table as a shield, I try to keep a vantage point that will let me escape at any moment and move closer. Who's back there? Who on earth are you? Huh? Like meeting a blind date for the first time, we stare blankly at each other. I see. So you were unable to bear the cold and ended up coming down to the 1st floor in search of a blanket, you say? I must apologize. I forget too easily that those from outside the castle are accustomed to sleeping in warmer environs. Yeah, that's right. So it'd be great if you would lend me a blanket. Understood. I shall bring one without delay. Stella acknowledges my request without a fight this time. It almost seems anticlimactic, but as long as I finally get a blanket, I have no complaints. Forgive the sudden change of subject, but I must apologize once again. Even in the darkness of the parlor late at night, mistaking you for a burglar was inexcusable, Emiya-sama. Oh, no problem. I almost did the same. Before I realized you could be down here, I was convinced I'd met a goat. Forgive the sudden change of subject, but will you be taking breakfast tomorrow morning? Am I correct in assuming you prefer rice rather than bread? Huh? Oh, no, I'd be fine with bread. Then it is settled. If there's anything else, please kindly inform me now. Sela speaks very briskly. She's certainly living up to her image as the refined, efficient maid, but... No, there's nothing else I need. As soon as I have that blanket, I'll go back to my room, so... I hold out my hand expectantly. Is there something you need, Emiya-sama? Like I said, the blanket. You don't have to bring it all the way up to the 4th floor for me. I'll just take it here. Forgive the further sudden change of subject, but at what time will you rise in the morning, Emiya-sama? If you require a wake-up call, I will see to it that one is arranged for you. What worries me is this. It really seems like Sela is obstinately refusing to give me the blanket. Got it. I'll go back to my room. Bring the blanket up as soon as you can, okay? Bidding her goodnight with that, I turned to head for the staircase. Are you free now? Only to find a maid blocking my way. I'm asking you if you have time on your hands. Did you hear a single word of what I just said? Understood. In that case, I have a task for you. Over to the left of the stairs. You see it, right at the end of that hallway, you'll find a staircase leading to the cellar. At the bottom of the stairs, there's a wooden door. Please go through it, make one circuit of the room within, and return here. Hold on, isn't the wine cellar you were talking about this afternoon? Indeed, that is its proper name. What of it? So let me get this straight. You're telling me to go find out what's going on for you. I truly regret that I have more pressing matters to attend to at this time and cannot spare a moment to patrol the wine cellar. Just so I know, what happens if I refuse? In that case, I believe I may not be able to deliver the blanket to your room, Emiya-sama. That's low! You planned this from the very beginning, you dirty maid! Why, not at all. Needless to say, we shall keep this matter private to ourselves. In any case, if one is to state the facts, we have secretly met at night. I do acknowledge that this may be inconvenient for you as well, Emiya-sama. Well, what is this? Just kind of what kind of maid are you? You coerce a guest into doing your job and then blackmail him into silence on top of that? You want to keep Liz from finding out that badly, don't you? Silly, there's no need to act tough. Just come right out and ask. Even Liz probably wouldn't laugh at you for that. That particular matter is none of your concern, Emiya-sama. So which shall it be? Will you undertake this task or not? I'll do it, but only on one condition. You have to come with me for part of the way. You have to anyway, unless you want to lose face with Liz. Well, why, that is utterly true. Will accompanying you as far as halfway down the stairs be satisfactory? That's fine. Alright then, just make sure to bring me that blanket after I'm through, okay? Yes, I shall arrange to have one of our finest blankets conveyed to you. That takes care of that. Then let's go check out the cellar and get this over with. We make our way down the stairs. The staircase is wider than I expected it to be. It must be at least 2 meters across. Emiya-sama, I would like to add a condition of my own. Fine. Yeah, what is it? Whatever you may encounter down there, speak not a word of it to me afterwards. I turn instinctively. It's too dark for me to see Stella's face from here, but I can tell that she's sticking close behind me as we proceed. The way she's clenching the hem of my shirt kind of gave her away. Oh, so no matter what happens or what I see down there, you don't want to hear about it? Just as you say, whether anything should happen or not, do not speak a word of what you have seen. A simple statement as to whether you encountered any danger or not will suffice. She's being so insistent about this that I've gone past being surprised by it to the point where I almost feel a kinship with her now. As you wish. That's far enough, Stella. You can wait for me here. I'll go down there now and check it out. Thank you most graciously. Only remember, Emiya-sama, above all else, keep your lips sealed as to the state of the cellar, and most tightly at that. Silence is golden, as they say. Her desperation is starting to show through her speech. I leave Stella behind and descend to the bottom of the stairs. Now to find the door. This must be it. My hands fumble through the dark until they come up against the solid wood of the door. All I have to do now is go through. Can't turn back now. Can't learn magic if you're afraid of ghosts, as they say. Working up some courage as before, I push on the door.
Ugh.
Nothing out of the ordinary so far. There's not so much of as a speck of dust anywhere. They do quite a thorough job looking after this place. The lights are out and I can't get a good look, but the room is packed full with what seems to be wine barrels. I expected to smell a lot more strongly of alcohol than this. I take a few slow, careful steps forward. Sharpening my senses, I probe around the darkness. Everything's in order. While it's certainly the right atmosphere for a ghost or two to appear, I don't feel any curses, unresolved grudges, or anything of the sort in the air, either. This is nothing but a perfectly normal and healthy, albeit strangely eerie wine cellar. Ugh, I told her, it's just a regular wine cellar. Something's there. Something dreadful is waiting for me in the dark. An intimidating aura that sends goosebumps throughout my whole body. This is no ordinary ghost. What I see is a very real pair of fangs just waiting to get me. A monster that can kill a man in one strike. It's here? Sella! It's there! The thing! The one that Ilya saw! It's really there! Well, Emiya-sama, why would you be running this way? The promise! Remember the promise! Please refrain from telling the details! Uphold your word and die with honor! Stop talking nonsense, it's terrible! Like an evil dragon's severed head on legs! Ain't gonna face that in the dark! Please do not jest, there's no way. A creature with a mouth that is a third of its body could not possibly exist. There's a ton! Fine, I'll bring you to a zoo, you can watch sharks and crocodiles there all day long. Eek, no, don't come here, the ghost is chasing after you, Emiya-sama. We make it to the ground level alive. Running on sheer willpower, I managed to keep the speed up, despite having Stella firmly attached to my left arm. Ah, it's coming after us! Oh. That was a Shiro eek. My bad. Eek! It's coming after us!
Nah, do your fucking scream!
Ah! Eek! It's coming after us. Stella, where do we run? Second floor. Oh no, we must not. We cannot let danger befall my lady. Emiya-sama, the outside. There shall be fewer victims if we run outside. Well, I would like to know just who it is you're planning to sacrifice here. Let's not get into that now. Alright, this should be the way out. It is not. That is the courtyard. End of the way. No return. In other words, that way is the dead end. But it's already too late. The two of us run out into the courtyard, while the wine cellar monster ends up getting stuck in the doorway. It's over. Oh, how foolish of me to solicit the help of a human. We drop on the ground simultaneously.
Just like, fuck, humans are worthless.
I can hear heavy iron grating against the floor. Already resigned to our fate, we turn to face the monster behind our backs.
Surprised? Shiro and Sella? Friends?
3 stairs meet at one point. Laser it! Could it be that the one seen by Emiya-sama in the wine cellar was none other than you?
I was keeping watch over wine cellar because someone came in and leave. I chase. Here.
I see. Emiya-sama, do you have anything you'd like to add? Oh, no. In fact, absolutely nothing. In fact, the truth of the matter is just as you can see. There's no need to explain. The mysterious shadow down in the wine cellar had been Liz, and mistaking us for thieves, she ended up chasing us up here.
You came in wine cellar, Shiro?
That's right. The story I heard earlier today had been bothering me.
Are you laughing? You pervert!
That's so funny. So I went to check it out. And so, as embarrassing as it sounds, I mistook you for a ghost and ran all the way here.
I see. But Sella, why together with Shiro?
Myself, you see... As I was running away, I unexpectedly happened to meet Sella in the lobby. Seeing me running around, she got mad and went after me, as always. Wow.
Right. Sella, always mad.
Luckily, she bought my story without a trace of doubt.
Forgive
me. Forgive me, Liz. Unfortunately, the don't tell anyone promise with Sella was first. Ahem. Just as Emiya-sama has stated, I had been thinking about visiting the cellar myself. I had not considered the possibility of you being there already. But besides that, Lazaret, have you discovered anything unusual in the wine cellar?
There was nothing, just Shiro enter, then leave.
Is that so? From the words of Lady Eliasfield, who has seen something suspicious, I expected an abnormality to exist.
Oh. You're good. But nothing there.
That's gotta be...
Ghosts not leaving the forest, not entering the castle, it seems.
But of course, it is inconceivable for a low-class spirit to be capable of entering the Ironsburn Castle. Shall such a phantom exist, it could only be an upper-class, well-known character with a reputation. An apparition that is not much more than a dark shadow is a century too young to even pass under our... What a mysterious personality. She's clearly afraid of ghosts, yet does not attempt to deny their existence. What might it be, Emiya-sama? It seems you'd like to add something. Oh no, just talking to myself. That aside, Sella, the ghosts from the forest can't get into the castle, you say? They cannot. This castle's anti-spirit defenses are flawless. Had it been otherwise, there would be quite a gathering of forest souls here, would there not? Uh-huh. So back to that shadow that Ilya saw in the basement. Oh, and by the way, Liz, how long have you been doing things like that?
That is... Oh, fuck.
No, I think you're right.
Oh, okay.
Once in 3 days. That is, the two of us take turns. Nevertheless, we do not go down as low as we did tonight. In return for having superior mobility, Lazerit's weakness is a shortened period of activity. Working day after day without rest causes her to collapse, unfortunately. Yeah, that is, but... Lazerit, don't tell me.
I'm sorry, Sella. Here, other day, when Ilya scared, was going around everywhere.
What? So the mysterious shadow that Lady Iliasfield had seen was you all along?
Yeah, because Shiro afraid and ran away. Probably.
I sure did. Bumping into a huge, wicked-looking halberd strolling around the dead of night would catch even Ilya off guard. Lazerit, you... Sella's anger is understandable. Surely there are more peaceful ways of patrolling at night. Why would you do something like this? Do you not understand the limitations of your body?
Yes, but have to do my best for Ilya. Castle warm. Ilya happy.
What a loyal servant. Doing everything to protect Ilya's peace of mind, she ends up patrolling the place like this every night. That's admirable. You really are fond of Ilya, aren't you?
Yes, Ilya happy, me happy too.
Ugh, a truly model maid. I suddenly get an urge to go and pat her on the head. I believe the matter to be clear now. In light of your devotion to my lady, the events of tonight shall be overlooked.
Sella, mad?
But of course, should you prefer my anger to not develop any further, you shall retreat to your room and have some rest immediately. Your body is not yours alone. Do you understand what I'm saying, Lazerit?
I'm sorry, Sella. I go back.
Liz walks out of the courtyard, unsteady on her feet. From the back, she looks not too unlike a puppy that's just been abandoned. It's so sad. Stella, wasn't that a little overboard? She was working so hard for Ilya's sake all this time. Therein lies the problem. Unlike you and me, Liz is unable to change her waking hours whenever she sees fit. Staying up 12 hours per day is no issue for her. As a consequence of exceeding this time, however, her remaining lifespan will be severely affected.
Oh shit.
Knowing this fact, would you still ask me to forgive her actions tonight? I see. My bad. I spoke too soon, not knowing the matter fully. It appears you have indeed recognized your position as an outsider. Please keep this in mind as a lesson and kindly refrain from unnecessary remarks in the future. There's nothing I can reply with. It's true that I've been butting in without much thought to their relationship lately. Well, perhaps it could not be helped. That is, you are not entirely aware of our abilities, Emiya-sama. While there's nothing to be done about your lack of talent, with great effort your ignorance can still be overcome. Should you apologize and direct those feelings towards learning, I would be most delighted. I can't feel the usual sarcasm in her bitter tone. If you set the norm to be 100, the one just now is only 10 thorns. You could even say that instead of outright hatred, I'm being subjected to a mere scolding. I'll do my best. So what about you, Sella? Will you be alright? You told Liz to have some rest, but I bet you've been up just as long. Although you did say something about being different. I did request that you learn from it, yet still, all of a sudden. Well, no matter. Being as close to my lady as you are, there are some matters you should be aware of. Lazerit and myself are much like sisters. No, despite being a pair of homunculi created from the same specimen, we each have a different purpose. While my own body has been made simply as an artificial human, Lazerit is also a mystic code made for Ilya's use. Whereas I am but a servant maid, Lazerit is literally a part of my lady. Heart of Ilya? By mystic code, you wouldn't mean the dress of heaven. The external circuit built up over a span of 1,000 years by the Einsburn family to obtain the third sorcery.
Excuse me?
Ilya, who was created as the Lesser Grail, functions as the original and complete Ilya's Field when she wears the dress. This is what she was wearing at the end of Heaven's Field when you thought she was someone else.
Oh, that makes sense.
Her superpower dress.
She was wearing Stella. Excuse me, Liz.
But yeah. Lacerit is a homunculus that exists for the purpose of letting Milady wear the dress of heaven. Therefore, as a homunculus, she lacks some of the basic abilities. You could perhaps say that she is an Einsburn-made pseudo-servant. In return for her excellent combat ability as a familiar, Lacerit has not been endowed with the entirety of the five senses. Her awareness of her own self is rather weak as well. So, the difficulty Liz has with spoken language isn't due to being unfamiliar with Japanese, but rather... Emiya-sama, let us not fall victim to misunderstanding. Lacerit is by no means behind any one of us. Just the same as Milady, they are crystals of Einsburn knowledge. A showcase of success, if you will. If there is anything to regret...
Sorry.
You didn't go too far, you just went backwards. So... just click out of this backlog.
It won't... Oh, fuck, dude. I'm not leaving my hand on the mouse anymore.
If there's anything to regret, it is Master's superiority in the matter. That is, a clump of ether, meant to be but an aid in materialization of the original dress of heaven, has been given a soul, imperfect as it may be. It's been around 2 years since myself and Lacerit have been cast. Going by the years, Lacerit would still be a child. There is no concept of age to homunculi, however. All the necessary knowledge and the purpose of our existence had been given to us since the moment we were born. Unlike humans such as yourself, we do not require many years to be pointlessly spent growing to adulthood. There's no growth mechanism, is what Cell is saying. That is, they will not mature anymore after this point. Hold on, but Ilya's definitely... Milady is a child born from Emiya Kiritsugu's sperm and Lady Irisfield's egg. Indeed, she started off the same as a human baby, however her growth has stopped at the present stage. Staying human, yet being a homunculus, she is a higher order being, one step above both. From our point of view as homunculi, her existence is no less than a miracle. The lady that may not be touched by the primitive, impure beings known as the original humans. There's a hint of intoxication in Cell's voice. So that's where all the attacks come from. It's not she's being protective of Ilya as the Einsburn young lady. Instead, it's genuine pride and the resulting prejudice against me. Wait, 2 years? That means you and Liz are my juniors, doesn't it? As I have already mentioned, the concept of age does not apply to us. We are forever older yet younger than you are. A perfect homunculus is a touch of nature manifested with the human hand. For as long as this planet remains green, as long as there is mana to be found in the air, there's nothing to threaten our lifespan. Wow, forever young and immortal? Should the body be destroyed, we will vanish, I'm afraid. In exchange for this greatly extended lifespan, however, our strength as life forms is vastly inferior as well. Lacerit is the one who has overcome this issue, but she is far too strongly attuned to Milady's self. Should Milady cease living as she does, Lacerit will most likely follow suit. You mean if Ilya dies, so does Liz? That is correct. Lacerit is a part of Milady, a tool for her own use. Thus, like an arm that no longer lives.
Minerva, please. Sorry. If you didn't see the chat, Minerva's been all over the microphone.
Thus, like an arm that no longer lives when the body ceases function, she is bound by the same effect. Nevertheless, there's a positive side too. For Laterit, whose sense of self-awareness was weak, the link with Milady allowed her to gain reason. She said it herself not too long ago, did she not? When Milady is happy, she is happy too. That is completely true. Her own sense of self being weak, by projecting Milady's self onto her own, she takes form of a pseudo-human. Treasured Milady that she must protect is also her own self. And moreover, she does tend to forget about her own body in the process. It is akin to putting the cart before the horse, exclaimed Sella with amazement. So that's why Liz works so hard for Ilya's sake. Unable to grasp her own self. Protecting the hope that is Ilya, the one that grants what she lacked within herself from the start. Say, you said that Liz will share Ilya's fate should she fall in danger, right? So what about you, Sella? Being homunculus all the same. My connection with Milady does not extend that far. Whereas the casting of Lacerit is a mystery known only to the Ironsburn, I am a product of 100 kinds of alchemy myself. While I am perfectly able as a homunculus, I could not possibly approach the miracles that Milady and Lacerit are. Once they head for their place in heaven, remaining to rot here is my assigned role. Now, what would that expression of yours be? Sympathy from the likes of mere humans is not something I recall ever seeing. While I do not intend to boast, despite lacking in physical ability, my magic circuits are a one-of-a-kind creation. Receiving pity from a human, let alone the one known as Emiya Shiro, who is but half a magus, is simply unthinkable. Sella's Ilya's teacher as well as magecraft instructor, it would seem. A maid specializing in teaching magic to someone like Ilya. I can certainly see myself being a pretty pathetic specimen of the human race in her eyes. Not a magus, is it? I've been training pretty hard, too. I guess I'm still like a featherless chick in your eyes. Please. A chick that has barely learned to move is what you still are, Emiya-sama. I cannot possibly entrust Milady to your care yet. Humph. She turns away. I guess even talking me down, she's still in a good mood. I wonder if something good happened. Somehow, I think I saw a hint of a smile on her profile. Oh, that reminds me. As I have promised, a blanket has been arranged for you. I trust it will have been delivered to your room by the time you return. Ah, I see, thanks. With Liz here, I totally forgot. In that case, please excuse me as I take my leave here. You have my gratitude for the wine cellar and the courtyard. Shall there be anything you require, I shall respond in kind. Her back straight as a broom handle, Sella briskly walks away. Alright then. I guess I should go back to my room too. After all that happened, body and mind tired, I ought to fall asleep in no time.
That was the longest side quest of all time.
That was long. That was... Oof, that just felt lengthy.
That felt like unnecessarily lengthy. Oh shit.
I was interested in it for a while.
We died?
Oh yeah, it's just the fourth night. We just have already seen the castle death scene. I was into like the Liz and Sella backstory because we talked to them like none at all in Stay Night. They're simply not there. But you're right, it was long. It was funny. The like whole chase out of the cellar was great.
Oh, we do the news.
Going to the harbor.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Whatever.
British accent really took a lot out of me.
You can't eat paper.
I think British accents are. It is harder to do than just talking. I've decided.
Yeah, you went for it though. I'm very proud.
I did. Thank you. That's all I wanted. Actually, I'm good now.
Yeah. You want a little head pat?
Hell yeah, always.
All right. Lean your head over.
Oh, what direction am I going?
Hold on, where's... Do we have a head pat still? There it is. Wait, lean the other way. And pat. Too far.
This looks great. Oh.
There we go. You get a nice little pats. Just for Jake. He is a good boy. You feel good now?
Yeah. Ah. At least you get to talk in this scene.
Yeah. We really fucked up on assigning the maid roles.
Agreed. Are we good? You ready?
Yeah, we're good. For real this time.
Fujine. The one person I did not expect to see up at the harbor was here before me.
Oh, Shiro! What you doing out here?
You too. What are you doing at the harbor? Something doesn't feel right. Unlike seeing her face from dawn to dusk, bumping into her at a place like this feels different somehow.
Skipping school just to wander around here is no good, Shiro.
Couldn't the same be said for you, Fujine?
Yeah, well, guess I'll have to let it slide for today. It's right before the long weekend, after all.
I thought she'd drag me to school by the ear, but it looks like she's in a good mood today. Safe for now. No, wait, even in a good mood, it's not like Fujine to forgive skipping school. Maybe she's not feeling well. You don't seem to be in character.
You think so?
Well, you know, the usual Fujine is more like... I step onto the pier and strike a dramatic pose. Something sailor-like with a pipe in his teeth, a grizzled sea wolf, or the guy in the Rambler series. What is the Rambler series?
Oh, you gotta do your best Fujine impersonation.
Yeah. I am a woman of the sea. Fall in love with this bird of passage and you'll be burned. Stuff like that.
Maybe that would suit me. It might be fun.
I don't know. It might make you even weirder than you are now. I just imagined it for a moment, but it'd be odd to see actual sailors at this harbor after all. But weirdly enough, if it was Fujine, I could actually picture it. I don't know.
You called me weird? That's you.
So, are striped shirts and sailor's trousers still around nowadays?
If it's a sailor suit you want, mine was quite a sight.
Oh yeah, you wore that back in the day. But please don't come home with the sailor suit because of this. The image of someone over 20 in a schoolgirl's sailor suit's a bit severe. At this port, a real sailor's uniform might actually look good on Fujine, though.
Speaking of the sea, I went chasing after Kiritsugu-san around the time I was still wearing one, too.
Gazing at the distant sea, she mutters something longingly. I don't know what was going through his head at the time, but once he went overseas on a freighter that he boarded this harbor. When I told him to go by plane, he said, No, Shiro, the chance to hide amongst cargo on the boat is what makes the trip such a novel adventure, don't you think? Yeah. It's a good thing you didn't follow him, I think.
No kidding, and I had no passport, so I'd have been sent right back home anyway.
Would she have followed him if she had one? And not just the passport, she'd need a visa and all that too. Even then, I still wouldn't recommend being Kiritsugu's companion on one of his reckless adventures. Fujine is technically a girl, after all.
When Kiritsugu-san was about to leave, I chased him all the way here, but I couldn't ask him to take me along.
So that's how it was.
His parting words were, "Take care of Shiro," and I told him I would, and that was it. Maybe I should have done the impossible and chased after him, just to see what he was up to while abroad.
She laughs weakly. Even through my own perspective, it's not as though I could tell what he'd been doing overseas. He'd just come back with all kinds of nonsense stories that I look forward to. Neither of us knew when he would come back, so we waited for him together. Maybe I should have gone too.
Yeah, surely it wouldn't have killed him to bring us along for once.
You have no idea where the old man could have been going, though. A place like Europe would have been fine, but what if, say, he was investigating some mysterious African tribe claiming to be the descendants of an alien race? It wouldn't be quite that absurd, but there's a good chance it wasn't that far off. The Andes, the Amazon, Kiritsugi went everywhere. I remember not knowing what to do with the weird mask he brought me as a souvenir. That looked like it looked as if a trapped spirit was about to emerge from it.
Africa? Hey, they have tigers there, don't they?
I have a feeling they don't. And if they do, I doubt they'll just jump out in front of your camera.
It's okay, Big Sis will take care of a tiger in one blow. Or will she? I'm a third Dan in Kendo, but you need a gun to be on the level of a carnivore.
Who do you think you are, Katoki Amasa? To fight a tiger on equal terms, you have to be at least at Saber's level. Fujine's already started sparring with an imaginary tiger. Looks like she thinks her odds of defeating a tiger are high enough already.
This is hard. If only I had a fine ancient sword.
Don't you dare take out the old man's collection over this. Besides, Kiritsugu was a magus? So Fujine's a warrior? Maybe it's the dock's atmosphere that caused memories of Dad to resurface. Perhaps Fujine got a little nostalgic, too.
But Kiritsugu, oh well, let's stop there.
Yeah, we should. Say, in place might take you overseas someday, Fujine.
Oh, say that line again?
Say, in place of my old man, how about I take you overseas someday, Fujine? Oops. I think I just said something stupid.
It's the other way around. I'll be the one taking you abroad. It could be something like your graduation trip, right?
Ugh, my teacher taking me on a graduation trip? I think I'll pass.
Oh, you. Don't be shy, Shiro.
Don't be ridiculous. There's nothing to do with being shy. Totally pathetic. That's what it is.
We're best friends.
That was wholesome. Cast her at the station, or we have someone at home.
We can at least go back if we want to. Or you want to...
Ride her in the storage room.
Do you want to do your caster voice or your writer voice?
They're the same voice. Whatever you feel like.
Jake carries our entire production.
Sorry. I got a text from Maria, and I usually just glance at these while we're streaming, but it started with Depression Maria, and I was like, uh-oh. But it was just talking about her ordering pizza for dinner.
Ah, the good kind of depression.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're like, you're doing okay. You're at least eating.
Right. Okay. Ready to go?
Yeah, we've been ready this whole time.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes you tab off, and then I start, and you're like, whoa, 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 I'm not ready.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't think we were going to take a long break, so I didn't change the screens. So we've just all been sitting here.
Well, I just don't know when you think we're going to take a long break, okay?
Sometimes it's hard to tell with you, man. You're like rapid firing like jokes and I can just like leave it and we can keep it there. Or other times it's like, oh, we're about to go on a whole like you know, when we start with a listen, then you know, I gotta change the screen.
Fair enough. All right, back to voices then. Yeah. I guess that should be all. Once again, I checked the note they'd been given to me against the bags that I'm holding. Since I have to go to Shinto for work on occasion, Sakura and Ryder tasked me with some shopping along the way. There's a bottle of spices with a purpose completely unknown to me and a hardcover book inside the bag. Half of this looks more like Tosca's ingredients than Sakura's. Sure enough, it's all stuff that doesn't look particularly suitable for cooking. Not sure if it's even edible to begin with, and bottles with nothing but kanji on them. Well, Sakura's been learning from Tosca a lot lately, and this might be some kind of Chinese food cook-off.
Tosca's here?
I don't think so. If that's the case, my Japanese food advantage could be in danger. I'm gonna have to try asking Sella and friends for some German cuisine. Tips. Still walking with thoughts like these, I suddenly get a feeling that I just saw somebody familiar. It's casual caster time. Turning around, I discover a woman walking out of a foreign clothing store. Loaded with heavy bags, she's not entirely steady on her feet. Now, I've definitely met her somewhere before, but who is she? Oh my, it's Saber's boy.
I love this transition.
Caster? What's with that face? Oh, I mean, Caster's supposed to be, you know, someone with a hood and robe, with nothing but mouth and hands in plain sight. No trivial details aside. What a surprise. Turns out you're quite a beauty. What's that all of a sudden? God, it's hard.
You want to give her a fucking British accent, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
I
my soft lady voice is going British.
I can hear when you started. I was like, he fucked up.
Retraining. Well, not that it really matters. Oops, I really gotta fix this habit of thinking out loud. At any rate, that's some load you have there. Do you really intend to carry it all the way back by yourself? And what if I do? Oh, I was just thinking it'd be quite a challenge. In fact, a lot of those look pretty unwieldy. Nah, Caster's a servant. They must be light as a feather to her, I guess. Well, she'd lose to Tosca in close combat. Actually, other than magic, I wonder if she isn't just a regular girl. God, remember Tosca just beating the shit out of Caster with her hands?
Yeah.
Such a good scene.
Mike made a premium joke in the chat.
I saw. Brit Bolton. And if I said that it is, you wouldn't be kind enough to help me, would you? Why not? I was about to go home anyway. I hold out a hand to take some of the bags, but Caster keeps eyeing me with suspicion. I bet it is pretty difficult to carry all those yourself, after all. Well, yes. All right, if you will. She passes me one of the paper bags with cord handles. This is a lot heavier than I expected. The handle's digging deeply into my palm. Whoa, this is surprisingly heavy. Never mind the trivial. Aren't you a man, boy? Ugh. Can't argue with that. Come to think of it, it's unusual for Caster to be this familiar. Anyhow, you really should have asked somebody to come along if you're planning on buying this much. Like Issei, or maybe Kuzuki-sensei. Today was hobby shopping. I wouldn't want to bother Soichiro-sama with it, and I doubt Issei would help. Sounds like Issei-Caster relations are as delicate as ever. That is, they wouldn't start a fight, but they do regard each other in a fairly reserved manner. It's definitely a problem. Even though, unlike at our place, they may not meet one-on-one very often with all the monks living at Rito Temple and all. Alright, I guess it's none of my business after all. That aside, you said you have a hobby? What of it? A servant without entertainment would have to be somebody like Berserker, probably. So that's how it is. Now that I look at it, Saber does have a preoccupation with consuming food, while Ryder seems to have taken a liking to reading books. The other guys must have something they enjoy as well, and had Berserker been summoned to a different class, even he'd probably have some kind of hobby. So what's in this, anyway? Rules for making a ship in a bottle, actually. Ship in a bottle. Ship in a bottle. Now, where have I seen one recently? Wait a second. That decoration at Issei's place, were you the one who made it? I did think it was a strange choice of decor for a temple's entrance. How rude. The head monk wanted to put it there, so... You mean Issei's father? Who else would it be? I see. A stout man. His father's looks are nowhere near Issei's, almost to the point of a mystery. If it was him, I wouldn't be surprised if a suspicious-looking caster-made bottle ship ended up as decoration, be it a temple or anywhere else. Oh, that's right. I just remembered something, Caster. Please stop sending us strange stuff. It bothers Saber. I don't know exactly what it was, but for some reason, Tosca kept grinning when she got it. At that time...
It was sent by Castor. I'll check it over, just in case.
And so she took it away. Tosca then called for Saber, and after that, all I know is that something had upset her. Ah, but it looks so great on her. Looked great, she says. I wonder just what kind of clothes and stuff were in those packages. What, you wouldn't wear something that Saber asked you to, would you? I am offended. Getting someone to wear nice clothing, especially that well-fitting, is something I enjoy greatly. I see. Unfortunately, Saber isn't willing to. I also think that the pretty clothes Caster bought for her suit Saber well, but she must hate them herself. What a pity. So what about all these? You bought this much, yet no one's going to wear them? What a waste. Oh well. It's too bad there isn't a young kid I could dress up at the temple. For starters, Issei could fill in as one of those. Yes, that's right. He wouldn't be a bad choice, actually, although I'd prefer a girl. Though if you asked him, I'm sure he'd refuse. Yes, but even then... A distant look in Castor's eyes. Issei in a frilly dress?
Oh my god!
It's Yaoi Issei!
That's not what yaoi means! I hope this can be we get this so that I can put it as the background for the thumbnail.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a break. That was all I could say.
It's just after
It's just
9
after 9 p.m. Dinner's ready. Nothing left to do today.
We're just gonna call it a day, right? We don't have any more walkies.
Yep. How much time are you trying to dedicate to this tier list? Do you have a estimate here?
If we could do one more, and then go to the tier list.
Sure. Ooh, exclamation mark time. At the Tosca residence. It's revenge. The Tosca residence cleaning strategy that could never be fulfilled by just one person. Sweet revenge. Right. 4 people is perfect. It's gotta be Saber responding to him? I don't know.
Fright for warriors is perfect. Wait, that's all 3 of them.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I bet it's Saber Rider Sakura.
Saber Rider Sakura. Okay. Right. 4 people is perfect.
2 warriors in the vanguard, 2 magi in the rear.
An attack formation. Maybe I should have become a cleric instead. Do not worry. Ryder and I will both be there. We will not leave the 2 of you in danger.
This isn't just cleaning. We're discussing a pretty risky adventure here. One could think we're talking about a haunted mansion infested with evil spirits.
However, this aura, it brings out the memories of my warrior past and the mystery of ancient castles. I am tingling with excitement.
Unusual as it is, I agree. I, too, feel a longing not unlike that of an aged parental home from this house.
But monsters in Tosaka's house.
I don't know, there's gotta be some. A certain one being the prime example. It's starting to look more and more like a dungeon. Maybe we'll run into treasure guarded by some kind of demon. Something like a dragon or a giant.
Now then, we should not dally any further here. I have the key. To unseal was...
Sakura, calm down and do like I taught you. It should be no problem for you now.
Right, it's all fine. It is now open. Let us go, Shiro.
After you, Sakura. Ryder gently pushes on Sakura's shoulder.
Right, excuse me for intruding.
Should not you be saying, I am home?
I guess I can only say that at Senpai's house.
I see. Then please excuse me as well. Ryder, coming in last, is looking around the entranceway.
Huh? Senpai, there are signs of repair still left on the door, and the tiles are kind of dirty also.
Yeah, isn't it fine if it's been repaired? We'll be cleaning the tiles in a moment. It's all good. The entranceway tiles have speckles of milk all over them. What?
Remember when they went in the house?
Oh, there's like a milk trap? Is that right?
Yeah, it was Bazit and Angermine who got in the milk trap.
Right. I do remember that. Okay.
Well, shit. Probably Sakura. I'll take care of the kitchen then. Yes!
Nice. And we will do the heavy lifting. Ryder takes out an apron. Please do. You'd better change as well, Saber. You'll be covered in dust soon.
Yes.
Apron Sprite.
Sorry. You wanna keep chanting it?
Apron Sprite. Apron Sprite. Apron Sprite.
Dude, if they do maid sprites,
Ooh, we're gonna need to take a 5.
Yes. Sometimes, every time I talk about maids, I think of that one fucking scene from Prismalia. Where she sees, was it Miku? In the fucking maid outfit and her whole life changes, and I'm like, that's us sometimes.
Yeah, like, her brain clicks into lesbian for the rest of the show.
Yeah. Yes, I shall be over there.
Nice. Alright then. Cleaning a mansion as big as Tosca's is going to require an extra bit of effort from all 4 of us.
Why?
God damn it.
Why would we think that we would get a maid outfit when she's got the perfect tools for work?
I'm so stupid. I'm a fool.
I've never been so disappointed in my life. Thank you for waiting. Where should we start?
The Demonic Castle adventure comedy's over already. Was there a custom of cleaning with your armor on in Old Britain?
No, this is my own precaution. This is a mage's workshop. You never know what kind of danger might be lurking around. I've already learned my lesson once at my former guardian's workshop. Since then, the lesson remains deep in my mind.
Make even Saber wear full armor. Something unthinkable must have happened back then.
As well as never stealing food again. The moment I ate it, it became torture. Not just water torture, more akin to syrup torture. I was already prepared to die.
That is called suffering the consequences.
That's so fucking funny.
Cutting to Merlin, syrup boarding Saber.
Shiro? Oh, never mind.
Excuse you. Shiro. Ryder beckons me over. What is it, Ryder? If Saber wanders around the house like that, she may well end up breaking fixtures. Yeah, I wonder if it wasn't the royal court mages that actually learned the lesson after letting her roam in the workshop. Hey, Saber, hold on a moment.
What is it?
Since we're dividing up the work, how about we leave the basement to you? Ryder and I will clean one floor each.
Understood. I will follow your plan.
Great. It's anything like a stone storeroom. It shouldn't be anything to break. Ryder and I secretly breathe a collective sigh of relief. We should probably move this over here. Alright, let's put it here. The 3-person sofa is easily lifted off the ground like some kind of stage prop. You're a great help, Ryder. That is because I'm the strong woman. Yeah, we really appreciate it. Now then, I guess I'll do the floor. Shall we wipe down the furnishings as well? Probably not. They'll look antique. Let's ask Soccer to do that.
Oh, apron sprite. Apron sprite.
What? Yeah, that happened a while ago.
Yeah, listen, I blacked out.
What?
I thought we were getting maid outfits.
I cheered.
I was too busy trying to read my lines. And then too busy laughing at Saber.
Understood. Also, Shira, what have you been sprinkling around since earlier? Use tea leaves.
Nani?
Yeah, what? Tea leaves? Yeah, if you do that, the hair should come off the carpet easier. What?
What is this witchcraft?
You sprinkle plenty of well-dried leaves around, then pick them all up with a vacuum cleaner. Just like that, see? The hairs get picked up together with the tea leaves. Oh, that makes sense. Tricks of the trade, I see. Just like that, the cleaning goes along, smooth and quiet.
Where was this intel when I had long hair?
Just throwing tea around your house. Someone's gonna come report you to a mental hospital.
They're like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm cleaning!
Kitchen matters should be safe in Sakura's hands. And apart from that, well, Saber went to the basement. This is... I did ask Grin about it once. Just prior to the Holy Grail War, she's going to summon me here.
Oh!
Oh, this must be Saber.
Yep.
You don't really call her Rin? I guess she does.
Yeah. This is... I did ask Ren about it once. Just prior to the Holy Grail War, she was going to summon me here. But ended up summoning Archer instead. What did she use as the catalyst, I wonder? Dumbbell? Sandbag? Expander? Are these the catalysts? I wonder just what kind of servant did Rind intend to summon? An open family-sized bag of protein in a place like this. And creatine? Amino acids? So the swordsman that Rin had in mind. Fucking yoked! Wait, that's so funny! Too bad, Rin. Looks like the stars had other plans for the two of us. but I can certainly see summoning a muscular archer with these catalysts. Perhaps she thought that I liked to train a lot? One worthy of being Saber should, daily, with a barbell. A sword isn't something you wave around with force. A noble phantasm already has natural strength hidden inside. Applying too much brute force will only hinder it. Indeed, but with this walking exercise... A stationary bike, a body blade, even a balance ball. Oh, even a pull-up bar. Well, in that case, I definitely should also.
Saber, what are you doing? Saber, what are you doing? I call out to her distant self. Well, sure looks like I unintentionally caught her in the middle of having quite a bit of fun.
Shiro, this is... These are the catalysts Rin left behind. I was testing them all one by one, just in case they absorbed magical energy, transformed, and can now exert some evil influence. Things left in the Mage's workshop could gain a will of their own through magical energy and then attack intruders. I have seen it happen.
I try to imagine being attacked by a pull-up bar. Definitely not something you'd get out of alive, that. Oh, no, Saber, that's Tosca's training equipment, not magical ingredients or catalysts or something.
Is that so?
There's no need for large-scale rituals anymore, so she's probably just using the place as a storeroom, but she sure has all sorts of them.
Oh. In that case, I shall continue with the cleaning. Should I put these training implements back in their respective places?
Yeah, no need to go overboard in the basement, though. I'll leave the outside cleanup to you as well, but will you be needing some help?
No, I will be fine by myself. Please take care of the rest of the house, Shiro.
She bows, to which I reply with a nod. Alright, next up, Tosca's room, I guess. Sakura? Sakura's reading something in Tosca's room. But as soon as she heard me coming, she hurriedly hides what she was reading. Sakura, what were you reading?
It's not like I was looking for Nae-san's diary to read it, you know. A letter written in English fell out while I was straightening the sheets, and I just happened to look over it.
That's too bad. It was Tosca's fault for not keeping her correspondence safe. But a letter in English?
Yes, this one here.
The envelope that Sakura hands me has the airmail border on it. From overseas, huh? Who's it from?
From that...
Oh, that... A letter from the Magic Association. Tosca's the magist overlooking this region, so it's not that odd for her to receive direct instructions, orders, and other things of that nature.
Nae-san has it tough, too. Look, she's been dropping letters and documents all around.
She'll end up losing something like that eventually. Envelopes with seals ripped wide open and other stationery are piling up. Kiritsugu had never been approached by... Wait, he was independent, no surprise.
They never came to our house either. Got to give it to Nae-san.
Putting the letter back inside the envelope, Sakura slips it back into the sheets it came from. I know she's just being cautious, but wouldn't it be better to leave it on her desk?
Oh, I've got to write her a letter too. I did promise after all.
Like the current state of affairs and stuff?
Yes, she did say to let her know if something were to happen. I'll write it myself. Is there something you want me to pass on to her?
Can't think of anything right away. How about I give you my comments later?
Sure. I'll be writing it after dinner, once I think it over. You can come to my room around then.
Promise to deliver a message to a distant foreign land, just like that. Leaving Tosca's room to Sakura, I'm off to the neighboring guest room. As I'm turning towards the hallway, I noticed her looking around the room with a distant longing in her eyes. Sakura?
I'm sorry, Senpai. This room has a nostalgic atmosphere, and I got lost in thought for a bit.
I see. Still remember the past.
Well, almost none of it. It seems like I had a room of my own, but it's gone now as well.
I see.
Oh, but...
She picks up a picture frame from the table.
I do remember the events around this time quite well, actually.
Tosuka gave you that ribbon, didn't she? I heard that the ribbon Sakura wears in her hair was actually given to her by Tosuka a long time ago.
It was Nae-san's favorite ribbon. She made it herself. Hair and hair ties are a female mage's final trump card, so she made a special one.
And then gave it to you when you were separated.
Yes, Nae-san tied it into my hair, too.
I see. So Tosuka at least gave her sister, whom she could not meet again, a precious parting gift. Well, that Tosuka, she's never this nice in daily life, and yet...
And then she charged me a reasonable 3-carat emerald at 3% annual rate, interest payable in installments as a bonus.
Really now, a loan shark at that age. Wait, what? Tosuka, you were a Scrooge even at that age?
So I thought as a child, with an interest rate at 3% compounded annually, wouldn't that make it a 4 or 5-carat emerald after 15 years? And when she says installments, does she mean 12 times a year, 24 times a year? What about early repayment? Can I substitute with a diamond?
Hold on, how did this degrade to a discussion about loans?
Nae-san was always like that, actually.
Tosuka, you... how mean. Guess I've experienced but a tenth of her dreadful potential myself.
By the way, Senpai, that's not really it.
Despite the harsh topic, Sakura smiles as cheerful as ever.
You see, the more she cares about someone, the more she puts them in her debt.
Huh?
If she had just given this to me as a present, that would be the end of that, wouldn't it? Nae-san didn't want that. Since I was important to her, she gave me a large debt. That's what I was thinking when she told me with a deadly serious face. Make sure you pay it back, no matter what, Sakura. Nae-san will remember me forever, so she gave me a big loan that's too much for me to repay. So that's what she keeps putting you in her debt, too, I think.
So that's how it was. And here I thought it was just shameful of me, causing trouble for her and owing her all the time.
But on the other hand, having her owe you is even more impressive, isn't it? If you don't get her to sign something like an IOU, she won't fully honor it later.
I have a feeling you need more like a notarized document or a court order. You're dealing with Tosuka here.
I've got to keep learning and just once say, "You owe me, Nae-san." Or something like that.
Probably will at this rate. Keep this conversation a secret from Tosuka, okay?
Right. She'd definitely get mad if she knew.
We share a bit of a laugh. I have a feeling I've come to understand one of Tosuka's more complex sides a bit more now. So, Sakura, there's something I want to ask you.
That's right. There's still cleaning to do.
Oh crap, at this rate the sun will set before we're done.
Alright, let's make this extra efficient, Senpai. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Anfang Mittelstand.
Did it work?
Oh, that was
Ryder?
so Sakura.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to say it. I wanted you to do it.
Yes, well done.
Get fucking wrecked.
And thus the Tosuka household cleaning comes to an end.
Actually, when Sakura speaks German, her voice drops by 6 octaves.
Sakura's mouth moved on that one.
Good work, everyone.
The three of you were a great help. I'm much obliged.
No, it is nothing. You too, Shiro. Good work today.
Yes, after all, you ended up helping everyone anyway. We leave the now empty Tosuka residence behind us. Who knows when its master will return, but until then, keeping it sparkling clean is our job.
Oh, shit.
Hey.
Oh.
I was wondering if that was going to happen when she was like, oh, we can do it in my room later.
Now we've got fun stuff to do.